Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to the LL Sports and News channel. Hope you have a good week. In this video today, I'm going to talk about the news that Devin Haney is to sue Ryan Garcia following their controversial fight back in February this year. So okay then, let's cook. So let me give you some background. On the 20th of April even, this year in Brooklyn, Devin Haney defended his WBC light welterweight title against Ryan Garcia. Now, the two of them, very good fighters. They've got some history. They were 3-3 in the amateurs. They're both very good fighters. Devin Haney's a champion. Ryan Garcia was the contender. However, Ryan Garcia couldn't make the weight. So in the end, the fight, they went ahead with the fight, but Ryan Garcia couldn't actually win the fight because he failed to make the weight. That was the agreement. In fact, Devin Haney could easily have said he's not fighting, but I think they negotiated a deal where Devin Haney was paid some extra money. But in the event that he lost the fight, Ryan Garcia couldn't actually win the title. Right, so I've got to say that it's a pretty controversial lead up to the fight. A lot of animosity and enmity expressed beforehand. They got in there on fight night, and I've got to say it was a great fight. However, it was also a major upset because Devin Haney was predicted to win. However, Ryan Garcia on the night won handily. I've got to say he looked really good. He knocked Devin Haney down 3 times and pretty much beat him up en route to a 12 rounds unanimous points decision. However, in the aftermath of the fight, I think it was about 3 months after, in May, VADA, that is let me get this right, the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, they announced that they had some adverse findings with Ryan Garcia's drugs test. In effect, he'd failed a drugs test and they'd found ostarine to be in his system. Now, Ryan Garcia, he vehemently protested his innocence, said he wasn't guilty. At first, he said he never took anything. Then he went on to say it could have been a tainted supplement, so he was defending his case there. However, his B sample also tested positive, and following all that, in June, I think it was in June after the fight result was overturned and his win was changed to a no contest. So that means that Devin Haney, I'm not sure if he kept his title, but I know he kept his unbeaten record because it was a no contest. Ryan Garcia was also fined, I think it was $1.2 million, and I think he was given a 1-year suspension. But there was still a lot of back and forth between the two fighters and the two camps. Devin Haney been very vocal, said he felt cheated, felt that Ryan Garcia had deliberately taken drugs in an effort to beat him. Ryan Garcia maintaining that he never took anything intentional and that Devin Haney was making too much of it, and the fact that he'd beaten him in the ring and that as far as he was concerned, he'd done nothing wrong. Fast forward to September, just a few days ago now, the latest development is that Devin Haney has announced that he's filed a $50 million lawsuit against Ryan Garcia, and I quote, for breach of contract, battery and fraud. I think the lawsuit also files damages against the promoter of the fight, which is Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. I think Devin Haney is alleging that he's not been paid sufficient money for the pay-per-views because it was a pay-per-view fight. He's alleging that he's not had his fair share of the pay-per-view money. So that's the latest. Devin Haney is suing Ryan Garcia. He's also suing Golden Boy Promotions. Now, following the announcement of Devin Haney suing those guys, there's been a lot of conjecture. A lot of people have had a lot to say, a lot of back and forth. A lot of people in the boxing world expressing different opinions. Should Devin Haney sue? Is it right for one fighter to sue another fighter in this way? Well, I'm going to tell you my view. I've given this a lot of thought. Actually, I didn't even have to give it a lot of thought, but I've given it a lot of thought anyway. And I've got to say that I 100% agree. Yes, I agree with Devin Haney. I think he should absolutely sue the pants of Ryan Garcia for every penny he can get. And I'll tell you why. Drugs in boxing is absolutely plaguing boxing right now. It's absolutely rampant. I would say it's probably the biggest problem in professional boxing right now. It's that bad. It's got to that state. As I said, absolutely rampant in boxing. And what we're finding is that more boxers are taking drugs or PEDs and not enough of them are getting punished. And the reason why more of them are resorting to taking drugs is exactly that, because the punishment doesn't fit the crime. So something has to be done about it, you know. Measly fines and punishments will do nothing to deter the cheats. I mean, if we take Ryan Garcia as an example, he got banned for a year. Now, when you're fighting at the top level, most of these guys only fight once or twice a year anyway. So to give him a year ban is inconsequential, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. So the fines, the so-called bans, for me, are not sufficient deterrents. And all it means is that the box, especially those at the top level of the sport, pretty much able to get away with it. And that's not acceptable. And I've got to say as well, this type of cheating that we're seeing in boxing, has to be said, is not the same as cheating in other sports like athletics, tennis, football and the likes. You know, those guys, when you cheat in athletics and you win a race or you win the shot put or something like that, don't get me wrong, it's bad enough, yeah? But in boxing and in combat sports, when you're cheating in those sports, you're actually putting your opponent's life at danger. Severe risk of serious injury. So it's not the same thing. And that distinction needs to be made. People can die in a boxing ring and have died in a boxing ring. And when you're allowing people to cheat in this way, you're potentially allowing somebody to kill somebody else. It's that stark, you know what I mean? I can't underestimate how serious a point that is. When a boxer takes PEDs, not only is it damaging the integrity of the sport, so let's face it, you know, you're getting guys that are doped up to the eyeballs on these different scientific drugs. It gives the boxing such a bad reputation insofar as after a while you're not sure what you're watching. Is it legitimate? Is the guy that looks so good in inflicting a defeat on another, is he doing it off the work that he's done in the gym naturally, or is he doing it because he's been pumped full of steroids or other performance enhancing drugs? So the boxers who do this type of stuff, they're having such an unfair advantage. It's making them fitter, it's making them stronger, it's making them more powerful. It's possibly increasing their punch resistance. And like I said, it's potentially inflicting damage on their opponent, which could be serious. So my thing is, what we're going to do here, are we going to wait until a boxer dies and then we find out that his opponent have been taking drugs, or are we going to act now? Something's got to be done. And the reason why I'm so in favour of this lawsuit is that something got to be done desperately. And if Devin Haney wins this lawsuit, it could be an historic landmark. It could set a real precedent going forward, and it could act as a serious deterrent for people who may be thinking of taking performance-enhancing drugs. I mean, let's be honest. If you are considering cheating and you know that if you do so and you get caught, you could find yourself in court, possibly facing millions of pounds or dollars in recompense. You could be banned, could even be thrown in prison. I mean, those are the types of deterrents we want to see in boxing, you know what I mean? Because like I said, the problem with PEDs now, trust me, is getting out of control. You speak to anybody in boxing and they will tell you that PEDs in boxing is rampant and something needs to be done about it. And like I said before, measly 6 months bans and year bans and stuff like that doesn't seem to be doing the trick. Something more drastic needs to happen, which is why I welcome this lawsuit. So fair play to Devin Haney for that. And when I say this, it's nothing personal against Ryan Garcia. It's just that I want to see the problem tackled, and I think lawsuits will help to tackle that. Of course, some people disagree. They will say that, you know, I've heard people say that boxers should settle it in the ring. I don't agree with that at all. Other people have said it's risky because what if you sue somebody and then later on it's found that the person probably didn't intend to take it. It could be a contaminated supplement. I take that on board. But listen, that will come out in the court proceedings, or, you know, that will be determined before they go to court. But if somebody is deliberately cheated, they should be sued. Simple as that. The other point people have raised, and it is a valid point, is that obviously if you're going to take somebody to court, you've got to have the money and the resources. So it's only going to apply really to the guys at the higher end of the totem pole, because boxers lower down that scale are not going to have sufficient funds or resources in order to pursue a court case. And I do get that. But that being said, that shouldn't stop people from, if they do have the resources, from being able to do so. Some people have also said that targeting accused boxers will fail to address the systemic issues. In other words, what they're saying is there's possibly bigger fish to fry behind the scenes, and if you just go after the boxer, then you're not really getting to the root of the problem, because the guys that are cheating have probably got, some big fish behind them allowing them to do this type of stuff. But nevertheless, I personally think that legal action is a way forward. It's not the only way, but I think it's, if he wins this case, like I said, it sets an historic landmark, and I think that the precedent that it will set will go a long way towards deterring people from thinking about doing this, taking drugs in the future. But that's my views. I've given you why I think the landmark case should go ahead, and hopefully it does succeed. Perhaps you have a different view. Maybe you agree with me. Hopefully you do. Maybe you don't. I'd love to hear from you, hear what you guys think, because it is a debate that's raging at the moment. So drop me a line in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'll try and respond to as many as possible. But that's all for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Please like, share and subscribe, as this helps the algorithms, helps grow the channel. I'll be speaking to you again very soon. In the meantime, take care. I'm out.